hungry animal or a hungry man only has one problem, and that's to find more food. So if we don't control that population at some point, they're going to have to expand down to areas where we wouldn't normally typically see, that species.
Well, one place we've grown accustomed to seeing wolves where we normally wouldn't, that would be in court. And once again, we will see them there again soon, at least those fighting for them. Conservation groups say Idaho, Wyoming, and Montana are not properly managing their population, and the federal government should protect the species. Andrew Bartline's been covering this for us today, so take us back, Andrew, and kind of give us some context of what we're talking about here when we say protecting them again.
Yeah, so it goes back to this law in 2021. So we'd have to go back to that legislative session. That's how Idaho gets roped into this mostly when you read the lawsuit. Governor Brad Little signed Senate Bill 1211. It opened year-round hunting on wolves with no tag limits. So these conservation groups, they want the federal government now to come in and protect all wolves.
After decades of being caught in the middle of conservationists,
Idaho has really become the worst place in the world to be a wolf.
And the cattle ranchers.
We only have a problem with those that are depredating, on livestock.
Idaho Fish and Game knows common calls to the courthouse have a common plea.
And one of the things that litigants frequently ask for is that all wolves throughout the country go under federal protection, which obviously would affect Idaho wolves as well.
A full year later, the scripts never changed.
The states cannot manage their populations. Restore federal protections for wolves, period.
Suzanne Stones filed another lawsuit.
They have proven beyond question that they are not able to responsibly manage wolves.
She's focused solely on Montana, Wyoming, and Idaho.
They are the states that are doing it as badly about as it can be done.
She's part of 10 conservationist groups fighting for wolves to be added to the endangered species list. U.S. Fish and Wildlife denied the previous petition request in February.
They're talking about getting wolves down to as low as just a few hundred here in the state.
Specifically, 500 wolves. Idaho Fish and Game confirmed that's their target population by 2028. A sharp decline from the recent wolf count of 1,300. And it's a concern exacerbated by recent Idaho law, greenlighting year-round wolf hunting and unlimited wolf tags.
And one of the most anti-wolf pieces of legislation in the country. This isn't about conservation of wolves. It isn't about their management. This is about absolutely destroying the wolf population.
Ranchers say it's about protecting their livestock.
We've had these methods available to utilize, and we haven't seen a huge increase in the take of wolves across the state.
And the ranchers are right. Idaho Fish and Game numbers show wolf killings spiked in 2020 before the law change and remained high. But wolf killings lowered to 461 last calendar year. And the livestock killings, they're at an all-time low since Fish and Game started tracking the numbers too.
It's an overreaction.
It leaves room for interpretation. Either the widespread wolf hunting is working, or maybe it's unnecessary, even illegal.
And we don't want to see that happen.
Suzanne Stone points out mountain lions, a predator population that is treated differently than wolves. And she says they have more protections than wolves. And it is ultimately a federal judge now, Brian, who's going to step in, evaluate this, make that decision. It's unclear how this moves forward in terms of a time period. But we did hear from those conservationist groups today that the federal judge assigned to this is familiar with the history of wolves in Idaho. I imagine not having to catch up will save time.
History and also going forward, because, wolves are always a topic at the State House. This last session signed into law this depredation law where livestock owners can get, reimbursed for animals lost to wolves. So it just kind of tells them that, well, I guess they're going to get paid for it, but also still continuing that hunting like it is now, right?
That's the way the law is. If you want to go out and hunt some wolves, you can do it year round. You got to pay for the tags and you're good to go.
Still get paid for the loss of livestock. All right. Thank you very much, Andrew.